We are live.
Welcome to Tuesday night, Wild Team Call over here. We are glad you are here, and we are extra excited tonight to have a special guest, Kinsey James. A little bit about Kinsey. She lives in Oregon. She built a brand new home in the boondocks, as she said, in a beautiful area in Oregon. She's a part-time labor and delivery nurse, and she has twin boys that are 6 years old. She's a wife, obviously a mom. She's been coaching for 4 years, you guys, and she is currently a 3-star diamond, but getting uber close to 5-star. That's the word on the street. She's been in Success Club for 52 months in a row. She's a success starter, which means she hit Success Club in her first 3 months as a coach in a row. She's a Success Club All-Star Legend, which is anytime you've been in Success Club for 24 consecutive months. And she was a 2019 Premier Coach and is currently ranked number 188 in the entire company. That's big time, you guys. She's got a lot to share with us tonight, and I'm excited to hear about it. So I'm going to throw it on over to you, Miss Kinsey.
Thank you. So when Andy and I were chatting about this call, I kind of asked her, what are the things that you feel like your team needs to hear the most? And we kind of had a similar response, because I felt the same way about my team as the things that she felt like you guys needed to hear too. And sometimes we can hear things over and over and over again, but sometimes hearing it from a different perspective or someone else, or hearing it for that 6th time, that's the time when it really sticks. So some of the stuff I may cover tonight may be old news to some of you, but some of it may be great refreshers, and there might be some great nugget takeaways. But I kind of wanted to share what I consider to be the secret sauce in this business. And spoiler alert, there is not one. And I also am going to talk about a lot of the takeaways that I had from our new leader conference in LA back in January. We got to hear from top coaches in the network like Amy Rada, Ashley Molstead, who, you guys, these people opened up my eyes. I felt a little bit stuck at the time. You hear all these accolades and things that Andy just mentioned, but I still get stuck in my business where I'm like, okay, what worked for me before is no longer working. What do I need to change in order to keep that momentum moving forward? And the thing that these speakers kept coming back to, and that I always come back to, is I sit back and think, okay, why am I still here as a coach? What has gotten me to where I am now and keeps me moving forward? And honestly, guys, it comes down to consistency. And I know it's not a sexy thing. I know it's not the thing we all want to hear, but it is the God honest truth when it comes to this business. We were just chatting before you guys started recording, for people not here with us tonight, about how April's been slow. It's been tough. We just came off a launch. That was a big month in March. But these things happen in this business, and after the last 4 years, I've seen them happen over and over and over again. But the job that we have to remember to do each month is just to stay consistent. So I'm going to go through 4 things that I feel are the most important things you need to stay consistent with, and some tips on how to really, really be consistent in those areas. So again, a not so sexy topic is the vital behaviors. The first one, number 1, vital behaviors. We know these are the bread and butter to our business, but we forget sometimes. And we forget that sometimes it's as simple as that too. So whether you follow the Success Club system tracker sheet or you have another way of tracking, you have to have something that's going to keep you accountable to those daily vital behaviors. And for me, I think the biggest piece that coaches miss as far as the vitals go is the inviting piece. Inviting is the scariest, at least for me, the scariest and most uncomfortable part of this business. We have to be willing to put ourselves out there, be honest, be transparent, and really reach out to people that maybe we don't even know, because we know deep down that we have something that can truly help them and truly change their lives, whether it's through health and fitness and accountability or through this business. So we have to let our egos go, because that's really what holds us back from sending these invites. Let your ego go and just send the invites. The second thing I like to stay consistent with is growing my network. You always hear about, oh, I have no one to invite. I ran out of my warm market. Well, I don't even think necessarily a cold market exists. my perspective on the warm market, meaning the people in your circle that you know or have conversations with or acquaintances, my job is just to keep growing my warm market. I don't think necessarily I'm reaching into my cold market. I'm growing my warm market. So I'm constantly adding new people into my funnel. I'm constantly making new connections via Instagram or Facebook. And, back when Andy and Kim and I started coaching, we were way more Facebook oriented, and Instagram wasn't as huge as it was, and it wasn't as much of a tool. We didn't have that. We had to really go through our friends list, connect with those people, reach out, learn about them, talk to them, have conversations. I feel like we have this gift of Instagram where we just have this plethora of people that we can connect with based on similar interests and, things we like, people we think, hey, I might be friends with this person if we live near each other. Those are the kind of people you're going to want to be connecting with and growing your network through. So obviously growing my Instagram has been on my top priority because I'm trying to really shift my business over that way. And for me, one system that really has worked well is using the 5-3-1 system. And that is a great training. If you guys have not watched it, from Amy Rada, it's a really, really quick video she does on this. And basically it's going on Instagram, searching your hashtags that are your interests and your likes, and finding people who you think, hey, I'd be friends with that person. Because that's really how I look at it. I'm like, oh, I like this girl's whatever. Oh, this girl looks like someone I'd be friends with. Those are the people I'm going to reach out to. And when I find those people, and if I find that they're not on Instagram selling something, because you can tell by how many followers they have, that I'll reach out, I'll like 5 of their pictures, I'll comment on 3, and I'll follow them in hopes that they follow me back. So I'm trying to get people into my funnel, but people that have similar interests as me and that would really connect with me too. And it's a really, really great training. And I know if you go on YouTube and Google Amy Rada 5-3-1, it pops up. And then the other consistent piece about growing your network is just Instagram stories. I feel like they're just huge right now. We have this platform to share our entire lives with people, whatever we feel comfortable sharing, that is. And I just feel like Instagram stories are replacing like reality TV. Like I used to watch way more reality TV. Now I find myself just going to town watching people's Insta stories and seeing what they're up to in their lives. So this is such a vital tool. And if you're nervous about using it, or, just feel like it's not in your wheelhouse, I would encourage you to just try and learn it and play around with it, because it is such a great tool to have. I know for me, one way that I connect with people, if I see people watching my Insta stories, that's a ticket to me. Like that's given me permission. If they watch me every single day, I feel like I have permission to reach out to that person and say, hey, thank you so much for watching my Insta stories. I always appreciate the love and the follows. Are you on a health and fitness journey too? And that doesn't come out of the blue, that question, because I see them watching me every day. And if they're watching me, they see that I'm doing my workout every day, that I'm posting about my healthy nutrition. So it doesn't come out of left field that, oh, why is she asking me if I'm on a fitness journey? They know what I do, and they should know, at least based on what I'm sharing on social media. So that's a great way to just interact with people. And 9 times out of 10, they message you back saying, oh no, I just like watching, or yeah, I'm doing such and such. So it's just another avenue to open up conversations with people. So growing your network, definitely something you need to always be consistent with. And number 3, being consistent with running kick-ass challenge groups where results are the main focus. We have to be results driven with our clients and our customers, because that's the whole point of this. We are in this business to help people change their weight, their nutrition, their overall health. And if we're not running these groups that give these people this amazing experience, whether you run a recurring challenge group or a new one each month or whatever it is for you, you have to give them a great experience, because that is what sets us as coaches apart from what they can get elsewhere. They can get the programs anywhere. They could go to Orange Theory, they could go to CrossFit, but they're not getting this intimate motivational group where they can lean on their fit sisters and really connect with people that they don't even know and get that motivation and support from us as coaches and the community of other people doing it with them. So when I was really struggling in my business and I found myself just in the spot where I wasn't, I don't know, I just felt like I was in a funk. I went back to him like, what is different right now from when I was first a coach the first year or two? And it was that I lost passion in my challenge groups. Sure, I was hitting Success Club and I was adding people, but I wasn't enjoying them. So I really had to dig deep and see what I needed to change and how I could become my best challenger again, because that's my goal every single month. I need to show up. I need to be the best challenger in my challenge group, because that's going to show people what these groups are all about. So being consistent with running a kick-ass challenge group month after month after month, and giving people that awesome experience is so, so important. And that's important because it brings me to the fourth thing we need to be consistent about, which is inviting to coaching. Again, another thing I know we don't love to do because it's scary, but if we are running, actually, let me start from the top. If we are inviting to challenge groups, always adding to our social media network, always running kick-ass challenge groups with our new challengers, the fourth piece of inviting to coaching should be seamless, you guys. Whether you're inviting someone to join for the discount or to be a business builder working coach, it should just come natural. They should be loving your groups. They should be getting results. And if they're getting results, people are noticing lives. Leaves it open to having that conversation and say, have you ever considered being a coach? I leave it so simple when I ask people. I say, hey, you've been rocking in my challenge group. You're so motivational. You're so inspiring. Have you ever considered becoming a coach and doing what I do? I leave it at that, because most likely they're going to come back at me with, oh, no, not for me, blah, blah, blah. But guys, I'm surprised every time I send this message to people that I'm like, oh, I'm not going to send it, that they come back to me and they're like, actually, I have. And then that starts a conversation between the two of us. So again, pushing that fear aside, inviting to coaching is such an important piece to be consistent in every single month. Because if you're hitting Success Club, you're inviting to your challenge groups, you should always have that coach invite piece too. And with all of these things combined, if we're doing all of the things, all of these things are going to lead to us hitting Success Club over and over and over again. And I truly believe, guys, that hitting Success Club for the past 52 months is the reason my business has been successful, because it's a non-negotiable for me. And actually Success Club 10 is a non-negotiable for me, because I know that that is what it takes to move my business forward. It's my job. Carl Deichler has said it. It is your job to hit Success Club. So if Carl were to look at me today and check in on me, I have hit Success Club this month, but barely. And, I think he would be happy with the job I've done, but I think he would tell me that I could do more, and he'd be right. So I just think we have to stop worrying about what's the next best thing? What is this coach doing? What is that coach doing? And we have to just get back to the basics. And like I said, hearing from these top coaches at NLC, that is what they're doing. We did a Q&A panel with the top coaches, and very few of them said they actually paid for ads on Instagram, which was actually really surprising to hear. A lot of them do these things. Amy Rada does that 5-3-1 method 50 times a day, or sends 50 messages a day. Are you sending that many? Because I know I'm not. It definitely lit a fire under my butt to be like, okay, it is a little bit of power in numbers thing here. If I'm messaging 50 people, maybe 5 will say yes. That's Success Club 10. And maybe out of those 50 that I talk to, the next month, 5 of those will say yes and join me. So that's really what I wanted to drive home, because I just felt like we get so caught up in what's not working that we have to go back to what worked in the beginning and what is still working for those top coaches that are hitting Success Club gazillion, and just kind of remind you guys of that. So that's kind of my spiel.
I love it. I feel like you are just spot on with all of it. And I love how you brought up, like, if Carl was looking at your business, what would he say? Because it's true. I mean, our job is to help people. And the reality is, if you're not hitting Success Club, then, who are you really helping? Because it's all about bringing new people in. And that's where it gets, a little bit sticky, because it makes you feel like you're selling something and yada, yada. But I heard something the other day that really stuck with me. We've said for years, we don't sell things, we share, right? I mean, that's what we always say. We're not selling something, we're sharing our journey. And yes, we are. But I think more than sharing, we need to show. We need to show it more often, more boldly, more transparently, and not just show our own journey, but all of these people on our team, all of these people in our challenge groups, all of these people on Hard Hitters. Kinsey's on Hard Hitters with us. I don't think I mentioned that. So are you one of Kelly's coaches directly?
No, Sarah Kaufman Bradstreet's my upline coach.
I always get confused by all of that. But what I'm getting at though, you guys, is we just need to continue to show. And the more you show, the more the inviting is easy breezy and not cold ever at all. Because if somebody, some would say what I do is cold messaging and some would say it's not. I don't consider it cold either, like Kinsey was saying, because if somebody gets a message from me that I've never talked to before and I invited them to my challenge group, you click on my page and within one post, you know what I am all about. So to me, that's not cold. You're either watching my story, you liked my page, you liked my photo, or you commented on something, you're going to get an invite from me. And I'm just excited to get to know you. And the way that I take anything negative, which is super rare, is just roll off my shoulders because I'm so confident in what I have to offer, not just in these products, but as a coach, that, okay, it's not your time, and move forward. And what I see all too often in this business is coaches stopping when they get, too many no's or too many ignores or something negative, and then it just stops them in their tracks. And that just, you cannot grow if you're going to allow that to hold you back.
And going back to what you're saying about it's never a cold invite, I agree. Like I said, if someone's watching my Insta stories, they've given me permission to reach out to them. Also, if they like something that I posted on social media. I don't know if you guys went to Super Saturday or saw the Super Saturday video, but Katie Schultes, I think that's how I say her name, she was actually one of our speakers at NLC, and she had only liked one of her coach's posts, and her coach reached out to her. She just tap, heart, liked it. That's it. And her coach reached out to her. She had never commented on her coach's stuff. She had never, maybe she watched her Insta stories too. I don't know. But that particular day on that post, her coach reached out to her and just started that conversation. Hey, thanks so much for liking my stuff. I always appreciate the love. Are you on a fitness journey too? Now she's number 2 or 3 in the network, I think, right now. Anyway, it's crazy.
Not only that, but Katie, same coach she's referring to, said no, thank you. She ignored her. She either ignored or said no like quite a few times before she said yes. So imagine you get that little tap on your photo, you reach out, you get ignored, or you get a no. You have a choice to reach out to that person again in 2 weeks, a month, whatever it is, when your next group's going to start, and say, hey, I know you weren't interested before, but I've got another group open and I've got a spot for you if you want it. Because what if you were to sign up the next Katie who ends up 6th in the company? You don't know what people are going through. You don't know what people are thinking. You don't know if it's just not their right time this April of 2019, but maybe May is, or maybe next April is, because I cannot tell you how many people I've asked 6, 7, 8 times years ago, and now they're like, okay, Andy, you've been doing this 5 years, I think I should do it now. It's like, yeah, yep. Probably should.
I told my coach no 2 times, and then by the 3rd time I said yes.
It happens way more than the person who
says yes right away.
She sent a message and somebody came back and said, is this Beachbody? Kim said yes. I want to be a coach. Like, that's the rare bird that falls out of the sky that you're like, thank you. Can they all be like that? But 99% of the time they're not. So always put yourself in that person's shoes. How many times did it take you to say yes? Where were you at in your, busy life when you were considering this, but having all of the objections running through your head? Because that's what everybody's doing,
And I have to say, I find with my coaches, especially the people who were more reluctant and had more questions and who are a little bit harder to convince, those are my best coaches because they were curious enough to ask questions and have reservations because they they did want to know more, but they were reserved about it for whatever reason. So that's where it's important to keep having those conversations and inviting those people to sneak peeks and talking to them on the phone. Because the people who are the easy yeses, I find that fizz off again, but they just don't last. For me, that's just been in my experience. So it's worth the effort and the work to put into continuing to invite those people.
I also love how you said about the numbers. Like, one thing that stuck out to you about NLC is it's a numbers game. And no, we don't look at people as numbers. However, if you're not where you're at in the month, and I'm talking to myself too, because we're more than halfway in the month and I'm not at Success Club 10, and that's not my goal. I need to talk to more people. Flat out, I need to talk to more people. And if I'm feeling like, as I'm doing my power hour, I'm running out of people to invite, well, then I know that my focus needs to be on expanding more and quicker and faster. That's just how this business is. And I think all too often we kind of tiptoe around that. Like, well, my goal every day is to invite 10 people. I invited my 10 people. I invited my 10 people. I invited my 10 people. But you're not hitting Success Club, you're not helping people, well, then maybe that 10 needs to turn into a 20. That happened for me about 18 months ago. 10 just wasn't working anymore. And I didn't hit Success Club 10 for the first time in I don't know how many months it had been. And I had a big old gut check. Well, obviously what I'm doing isn't working, so I need to up my game. So that's something to think about, especially this time in the month. I think that's a good thing to bring up. If you're feeling like it's a hard month, as do I, like I said, I'm talking to myself. Just yesterday morning, I started inviting 50 instead of what I was doing was about 30 a day, because I'm not where I want to be. And I know I need to talk to more people. If there's so many people out there that are spending money and doing spring breaky things, it's going to be harder to find the yeses. So you just need to keep asking.
And I loved too, I heard on a Rachel Hollis podcast once, she talked about stop apologizing, but it wasn't in that book. But she's like, stop apologizing for using the word sales. Like, stop being embarrassed of sales, because sales are our business. And I love that, because for the longest time, I stopped putting the pressure on my team about numbers because it felt yucky for whatever reason. But when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, our numbers equal lives changed. So it's okay for us to talk about the numbers and talk about Success Club and talk about the amount of people we're reaching out to, because that will equate to the people that we help. So girls, stop apologizing for using the word sales. I hate when people use that as like an excuse, like, oh, I don't want to come across salesy. Well, you don't have to come across slimy, but we are selling something, and we have to be proud of that too, because we have to be proud of what we are selling.
I keep seeing all of these doTERRA people specifically in Beauty Counter that legit hold up their facial cream or their oils, and people buy them. And yet we do different. Like, I don't hold up a bag of Shakeology ever, never, ever. But they're selling something too, and that's okay, like, just because we do it a little bit different. So don't be afraid. Like, what you're selling is you are selling your support and accountability and your groups and all of it. So show up and be bold in that. Don't hold up a bag of Shakeology. Please don't do that. But be bold in what you have to offer, which is yourself and your results. And that goes hand in hand with what I was saying about showing. A lot of times I get in my head about, am I talking too much about my groups and what I have coming up and what I'm excited about? I did my work and the answer is no, because this is my life. I write posts in the moment. The furthest ahead I write a post is noon for that 5-ish time in the evening. So whatever I'm feeling is what I'm writing. So when I think to myself, am I saying it too much? The answer is always a no, because this is what I'm excited about right now, and I'm running with it. And if it turns people off, oh, well, they're not my people. But that person who's sitting back watching is going to go, geez, Andy's on a hot one over here. What the heck is she doing? Maybe I need to try that. Maybe there's something to it. So think about it from that perspective too.
And I feel like too, after having been a coach so many years, and maybe this isn't relatable to newer coaches listening, but I feel like I've surpassed so many waves of network marketing, and I'm still here doing the same thing that I started 4 years ago. So I've shown up and I've showed people that I'm not going anywhere. I'm not jazzy nails or whatever those things are. I'm sorry. We just see things, you know what I mean? We see things come and go, And not that none of any of those products are no good, but we see people that are flash in the pan. They're here for a quick buck, and then they're moving on to the next thing. They're like network marketing, all over the place. But I feel confidence in my saying like, yes, I'm a Beachbody coach and I'm proud of it. And I've been here for the last 4 years and I'm going to be here for the next 4. So even if you don't have that confidence yet because you are newer to this business, fake it till you make it, and just know that you're going to stick around and you're going to be here for the long run, and you're going to see all these other people jump on the bandwagon for all these other businesses that don't end up sticking around for the long run.
I actually love that. Someone told me today that, what did they say? They're like, I just trust like the quality of Beachbody and like the message behind what the business stands for is something I can get behind and stand for. And I feel like when you have a leader like Carl Deichler, sometimes I think it's weird to like refer to him because he's so far removed from our lives. But the truth is, the heartbeat behind it is he hates vegetables. He wants to end obesity, and we just get to rally behind him and do the same. And he's going to continue to come up with crazy ideas, just like they blew us away 2 years ago with all these live, and they had to, because look at those mirror things now. You just get a mirror and you're at a live class. Like, that's rad. Like, I would jump on that, the Peloton bike. I want one, but I'm a group fitness girl. So like for me, it's, but I'm not concerned. Like, I know we're just going to keep rising to the occasion. And I don't know if you guys are following the Lift Formation group, but like these two guys are freaking rad and their videos are hysterical, and they're just showing us that we're family and we have each other's back and they have each other's back. And here they are doing each other's programs, and they don't know what they're doing, and it's so fun to watch. But it just shows us that we're in it and we're united, and we don't have to feel shameful about anything that we give. And oftentimes I have a hard time because something I do want to say is I would never ever do any other MLM. I know me. And I'm not saying it's bad because I know some of us have other, maybe you do like essential oils, and I love essential oils. But the problem for me is I need something all encompassing. I need something that's going to affect my family, and it's going to affect my life, and it's going to affect my future generations. And there's nothing else out there like this, because this gets the whole family involved. And, Portion Fix is showing us that they have the family in mind. I feel like To Be Mindset sort of began to show us that. And then there was, the Tony Horton, and now there's the whole kids workout program, but they have everybody in mind. And so when people are like, oh, that Beachbody thing, it's like, yeah, well, that Beachbody thing is affecting like my mom and my brother. And it's not like, and all the way down to my 2-year-old who doesn't eat and is drinking Shakeology. Like, we're all in it. Oh shoot, you want to include the 4-month-old? He's getting it somehow, So I just feel like never feel shameful about what it is you sell. And the best thing you can do is stand out amongst those Beachbody coaches that are kind of salesy, because there's some out there. And, unfortunately you're going to get hit up. You're going to get a bad rap somewhere in it, but you can be better. You can be better. And, Emily, she's a new coach on here. Emily, say hi. Putting her on the spot. But she asked me today, like, how do you, when you write posts, like, where do you, when you invite, like, I'm not really getting where I know I'm like new and whatever, but the truth is the people buy in. And Andy, you kind of touched on this. The minute they see who you are behind the screen, and you let them in your stories, and you let them in with makeup, without makeup, in the ugly, in the sad, in all of it, they're not like, oh, well, this girl's just a fake, or she's too hard to come by, or, whatever. It's okay to invite them, because they know you're leading from your heart and from your passion and from a place of complete change. And yet, you're still a real person and have struggles, and, but you kind of tie it all up in a nice little bow, in the Beachbody bow, and you'll never feel like you sell a day in your life. And I truly believe that. I've never felt like I've sold anything. And because I know what they're buying is life-changing. It's up to them to do it. I can't come to their house. I mean, some of them I can, but not most. So anyway, that's all I got.
And I did not mean to stomp on anybody in their other network marketing.
No.
My example was just that I'm proud from where I'm sitting because I've been with Beachbody. Like you said, Kim, I wouldn't do anything else. But I love me some Arbonne. Don't get me wrong. I love my Arbonne.
Oh, I mean, I know Jen sells LuLaRoe. Like I'm wearing it right now.
Yeah.
You know, like I 100% agree. I think it's hard to preach something from the rooftops if you're not convinced it can change your whole life.
Yeah. Agreed.
So.
I appreciate you, girl. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you guys for inviting me.
I want to know, how has Beachbody changed your life? Here's your National Wake Up
Oh my God, I'm getting this.
National Wake Up Call moment.
You know, we've all thought about this. Okay.
For when you become top 10.
You can cry. It's okay.
Oh God. Just got my lashes redone last night, you guys.
Oh, dang.
Did your husband do them?
Oh, heck yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can't.
He
so
does
amazing.
the good one?
Yes.
I didn't know he knows how to do that.
He just did it for the first time before the cruise, but so he's hired. But oh my gosh. So I know Andy shared with you, we had just recently built this house, and I think that has probably been the one thing, especially because my husband, you know, we've come together, and he was the biggest skeptic of Beachbody in the beginning. And for us to like be together in this house with our boys and to be like, we literally would not be in this position if it weren't for Beachbody at all. It was always our dream to build a house. Maybe 10 years from now, maybe. I can't even begin on the ways it's changed my life, you guys. When I started, my boys were 2.5, and we had just moved back from Hawaii, and I thought I'd fall right back into normal life here, but it had been 9 years, and I hated my commute. I was hating my job that I worked so hard to get, and the skills and schooling and all of that. And I just felt stuck, and I didn't like the place I was at, but I couldn't admit that because I felt shameful because of it. And it wasn't until my coach posted something online about joining this online fitness group, I was like, I'll try it. I need anything right now. I need something to get me a pep in my step again. And just from that day forward, I went all in. I got results. I committed to it. I committed to myself again for the first time in a long time. And I just believed, once she finally convinced me to become a coach, I just believed in this business because I saw it change my life, and I wanted that for so many other people. And I say this all the time in my posts, and I wish people would, I wish everyone would believe me that I would not be the person I am today without Beachbody. I would not be in this home. I would not be where I'm at all without coaching. And the friends I've made along the way, I can't even. Like, it's like Andy and Andy and Kim, and just all of these people on Hard Hitters. I am so grateful. So for all those no's you hear, I was one of them. I refused to try Shakeology. I bought the cheapest DVD that they had because I didn't want to spend the money. I had the money, didn't want to spend it. So never, ever, ever think that someone's a no, or you know, it might just not be the right time for them. But I don't take it lightly what this business has done for my life. So I hope you all feel the same way.
Yay.
Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yes. Put me on the spot.
And will we get to see you at Summit?
Yes, I'm so excited.
Walking across that stage.
I know. Yes. I can't wait.
It's going to be rad.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Well, would you mind sending me the recording when it's all done? Whenever.
Got it. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. You
Yeah.
want to take a picture really fast?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Hold right here.
Move my light.
Okay. Smile. Great job. All right, girls. Well, happy Tuesday. Make it a great rest of the day.
All right. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right.
Bye.